Okay, we're back. We were in that EET. We were risking 4 ticks. It stopped us out. Pullback trade. We had an option of taking the pullback or the EET. Both viable trades. Pullback won. EET didn't. I grabbed the EET. More aggressive, but we had a lot of sideways action. And sure enough, we're still seeing that sideways action. Not to say that it can't break up, but also I had the opportunity with this short EET, which we're no longer in, that had this gone down and triggered an NSE short. Now the direction's changed. I can stay in even longer and try to make some profit. So really all I can do at this point is if we get a breakout. Now we can't get another EET until we have another NSE cycle over here. So if we see a breakout to the high side, we can take a pullback trade, or we may be very well taking an NSE short if one triggers. Now I'm going to go for a little more profit now. I'm going to go for 6 ticks on these, and I may adjust that depending on my fill price. I told you that I always go in at my worst case fill. Right now my worst case fill would be 1103. But if I were to get filled at say 1103.50, definitely want to try to get those extra ticks out of there and start recovering. We only lost 4 ticks, but we've had a few trades. We got some, we're paying 450 commission or 4.25 commission, so we want to get that back too. So I want to get a little more aggressive. I need to try to take 6 ticks off one trade. Then another 4 tick trade would put us in real nice, or maybe a high probability trade. We can get 5 or 6 more ticks, 7 ticks off of that, right? So not sure how it's going to play out, but we're just going to let the market do what it's going to do, and we're just going to take our trades based off the system rules. So we're a little close to an NSE. We have an NSE on the fast chart. We don't take NSEs again. I know I sound like a broken record, but I don't want to confuse anybody. This is only there as a reference point. So if this goes down, we could get a long EET as well. If this goes short, we can take the short NSE. So at this point, looks like the market wants to go sideways, so we're going to let it do its thing. We're going to pause the video and come back when we have a trade. Okay, we're back. We are short the normal system entry, 1103.50. You didn't see me place the order in 1103 was my worst case fill, so we got 2 ticks positive slippage. That's a good thing because I told you I'm going to try to grab 6 ticks. So if I'd have been filled at 1103, my exit would have been 1102. I got some positive slippage, so I'm going to use that to my advantage and try to grab the full 6 ticks off that. That will recover us from the last loss of 4 ticks and give us 2 more ticks if we hit 1102. If we get filled at 1102, that will recover us, give us 2 ticks, cover all the commissions, and just a tad bit of profit. Then we'll go in there, try to make another trade, make our daily profit. So I think I'm going to probably title this Life as a Day Trader 2010. I did one in 2009. I'll do one again in 2010 because this is the real deal. We get a lot of one and done days. We get days where we take losses and we got to recover, and then you get a break even, and or you're not filled. This is what it's all about. This is the real deal. This is real day trading. Don't let the one contract discourage you. It doesn't matter. Okay? It's all about learning how to trade. Then when you practice on simulator for a few weeks, several weeks, some take a couple months, and you start trading live, it doesn't matter how much trading capital you have. If you have enough to trade 40 contracts, hey, that's great. Start with one. Learn with one. Do it all over again as if you're practicing all over again. Now you're doing it live. Get the mistakes out of the way. Get the emotions in check. Do it with just one contract. Build your account up. That's how you learn how to trade. When you're successfully taking money out of the market day in and day out, you're building your confidence, your discipline's getting better and better, you're following the rules better and better. This is a process. This is a marathon, it's not a sprint, right? So you just keep on going. And sometimes you're going to have setbacks. You're going to recover, and we were right there. We had that trade. It was a winner. We would have been done for the day. We stopped out. Then we took another loser. Well, that's part of day trading, guys. And I, again, don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's what it is. That happens. But you've got to stay on your A game all the time. We have to just keep on rolling on, and when we take a hit, we take a hit. We take a win, we take a what? A win, that's it. Really, I say so what? It doesn't matter if we win or lose. It is what it is. We just keep following the system until we make our profit, and then we walk away. And that's the end of it. So I'm going to let this trade cook a little bit, and got my eyes on the long-term filter. Not really. It's somewhat close to going short, but nothing to where it's a factor at this point. But if it were to look like it were going to go short, I would try to drag this out even more and try to take more profit off this trade. Try to rack, if I can get a full recovery, commissions, and profit all off of one trade, that would be awesome. But I really need that long-term filter to go short, and it's not quite there yet. By the time it went short, we'd probably already be out of this trade. That's the reality of it. So hopefully we'll grab 6 ticks on this, then we could potentially grab one more trade and make it off there. Notice there's an EET long. Now this is a valid EET long. You'll only be risking about 3 ticks on that trade. Not bad risk versus reward, but this is in a sense disregarded. Why? Because we're already short a trade. We're short the NSE. Okay. Now earlier when we were short that EET, had we not stopped out and for some reason we're still in and we had the NSE short, then we could stay in even longer. That's one of the benefits of the EET. We're short this NSE and we're hoping she runs down, meaning kind of want this EET to lose, right? But if you're in an EET, and I'll probably do a video just on that where you take an EET and follow it into an NSE, which I actually tried doing that at the beginning of this video series. It just didn't work out that way. We call that a super EET. So anyways, let's pause the video. Market's just moving really slow. So I'm going to pause the video and hopefully come back when we see some action down in this area. So let's go on ahead and pause. Okay, we're back. We've been sitting here for about 10 or 15 minutes. I want to point a couple things out here. We entered the short normal system entry. And we see a long normal system entry here, but that's not a reversal signal. It was really close. If this bar would have closed up here at 4.5, it would have been a reversal signal, and it would have flattened out. But that didn't happen. It turned right back around. So we're actually still short on this trade, and we also have a short EET. So, but it's pretty much irrelevant at this point because I'm short this trade. We're seeing a little bottom here at 3.25. So we got our stop loss in. We got our profit target in. Market's moving really slow. It's worth noting that about this time of day, after 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, is when I shift my gears. Okay, if I'm not done trading by right around 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to only wait for high probability setups. Okay, now I'm already in a trade, so I'm not just going to flatten it out because it's, even though the trade's been live now for about 25 minutes, but at this point, at the conclusion of this trade, win, lose, or draw, until action picks back up again, probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I will only take a high probability setup. So, again, the goal is to get done that first hour, and as I said, probably 85% of the time we get done within the first 20 to 30 minutes of the day. And there's times like today, it's ended up becoming a great video series, right? We had that good trade, it went sour, and here we are now. It's, an hour and a half into the opening bell, and we're still trading. But, if you think about a quote-unquote real job, we've only worked an hour and a half. If we end up working 3 hours today, is it all that bad? No, it's not all that bad. But we're going to continue this until we're finished. I'm going to make my profit. Even if I lose on this trade, I'm going to have to recover more, make my profit, and go on from there. I'll have to recover first and make my profit. And that's what I'm trying to do now, is recover and make a little bit of commission money and then go on to make my daily profit. Okay? So some days can be more cumbersome than others. Some days are one and done, one and done. We've seen 3 weeks, I think, as a record 20 or 22 straight trading days of all one and done. Awesome, right? 5 minutes a day, you're done. Then there's times like this where you kind of go back and forth. Or sometimes you take 2 or 3 losers, then you take 2 or 3 winners. That's what day trading for a living is all about. Okay, can you handle it? I think anybody can. But you got to have your head on straight, and you got to check emotions at the door. Okay, because you can see how this can become very emotional. I mean, I'm only trading one contract, so if I lose on this trade, I'm down a couple $100, not the end of the world. But if you're trading 20 contracts and you're down thousands and thousands of dollars, are you going to let that bother you? Okay, That's what it's all about, is staying in control of you. Let the system take care of itself. You follow the rules of the system, and the system, as you're going to see by watching this video series, and could that be arrogant because I don't know what the market's going to do? I suppose, yeah, it could be considered arrogant. But I know if I follow the rules of this system, at the end of the day, I'm going to come out ahead, and that's what I'm going to do. I may have some bumps along the way, but I'm going to come out ahead because I'm not going to deviate. That's the name of the game here. So I'm going to stop this video. I don't know how long it's been on for, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and we'll come back on the next video.